It doesn't take long to explain Claire de Lune's problems: puzzle mechanics that never gain momentum, an over-reliance on progression-tied minigames, and an overemphasis on quirky dialogue that quickly wears out its welcome. Published and developed by Tactic Studios, Claire de Lune comes packed with personality, color, and charm, but doesn't do the legwork to give it stronger elements ground to stand on. A story of loss, grief, and trust, you'll take the stage as John, a smuggler on the run from bad guys who crash lands on a mysterious planet and is separated from his daughter Claire. Alongside his chipper AI sidekick Arturo, John braves the planet's sinister secrets to find Claire and escape. Using Tactic Studios' own in-house Immortal engine, Claire de Lune sports vibrant visuals and crisp sound design. Paired with a great sci-fi mystery soundtrack, Claire de Lune, for brief moments, shines, but these things do little to elevate what is a fairly bland 6 to 8 hour narrative-focused adventure. The main vessel for puzzles is John's nanogun, which fires a cube, a booster, and 2 anti-grav lifts, all of which you'll combine to platform around and find paths through levels. It's a cool concept with underwhelming execution. Standard platforming sections make up a big chunk of Claire de Lune's puzzles. You place the cube somewhere and find a way to get John to the other side without falling. The nanogun seems like a tool with a ton of potential and variability. Instead, the gun's 4 abilities, along with Claire de Lune's simple and somewhat repetitive platforming puzzles, means complexity plateaus pretty quickly, and solving a puzzle becomes more alleviating than it is fulfilling. As such, that satisfying progression you get in so many other puzzle games, especially as folds begin to emerge and puzzles become increasingly more intricate, is non-existent in Claire de Lune. Being narrative-focused, this all may have been less of an issue if its story and characters were more substantial, but Claire de Lune falters here as well. Dialogue is overextended, tedious, and just too long. Brevity is the soul of wit, and this is a good example why. Pacing is constantly halted, so John and Arturo can have non-essential, long-winded conversations, the purpose of which seems solely to inject some kind of levity. While it's fun in spots and even made me chuckle here and there, much of it is unwelcome and frustrating. During most dialogue, John can't move, so you're left just staring at something, waiting for the conversation to end. It becomes difficult to focus on as the game goes on, when you'd rather just get to the next puzzle or pursue the much more interesting mysteries of Claire de Lune's planet. Unfortunately, neither John's relationship with Arturo nor his relationship with Claire go anywhere substantial. There is a blueprint for an interesting story here: John's life as a smuggler conflicting and causing friction between he and Claire, and how the two cope with the loss of their wife and mother. The first 20 minutes or so sets this all up really well and provides a great first impression. As Claire de Lune progresses, though, these characters develop very little, and what development does happen is overwhelmed by its insistence that Arturo and John toss silly one-liners at each other. John and Claire's relationship never reaches any kind of resolution. Before they can come to terms with their loss and grow as a father and daughter, Claire de Lune ends with an awkward, out-of-place plot twist. Claire de Lune has moments of intrigue and fun. There is a foundation for a really cool, feel-good adventure here. Its inability to capitalize on its own strengths, though, the constant pauses of its pacing and its uninspired puzzle mechanics severely temper what could be a much better experience.